Hello all, welcome to the new Simply Put series by Kalam IAS Academy. This is Priyanka Mahapatra, faculty at Kalam IAS. So today we'll be having a discussion on the newspaper dated 5th January 2024. So the text and the context section of the Hindu newspaper was having no articles important from our exam point of view. So there are no articles from the Hindu newspaper. There was another article from Indian Express newspaper, that is the explain section about the Ram temple in Ayodhya. So this we would be discussing from the culture point of view. Okay, so yesterday as I discussed that we would be discussing today the peace pact with ULFA. Okay, so these are the two articles we are going to discuss today, which are displayed on your screen. So the first article is about the peace pact, that is a tripartite peace deal signed between the three parties, that is the center, Assam government and the pro-talks faction of the ULFA. So it is that faction of the ULFA which is in favor of talks with the government, which is in favor of negotiation. And ULFA is one of the insurgent groups operating in Assam that was calling for sovereign Assam. So here is the map of Assam, you can see, where the insurgent groups are concentrated in the north and the northeast part of Assam, in the far end of the Assam. So recently we have seen that there has been many peace talks happening with the insurgent groups. They're coming forward to have peace deals with the union government with some autonomy and financial package in return. In the last 5 years, 9 peace deals or border related agreements have been signed across the Northeast. In November 2023, a peace deal was signed with UNLF and Government of Manipur. Okay, UNLF is a Meitei separatist group that is operating in Manipur. Okay, so a peace deal was signed between the United National Liberation Front and the Manipur government and the center. How was the ULFA formed? What is the history behind the formation of ULFA? So it was created in 1979 as a byproduct of the anti-foreigners Assam agitation. That time, after the Bangladesh liberation, after the partition, there was the huge influx of migrants from the neighboring countries like Bangladesh. So this is one issue. Another issue is that they believed that Assam government was been neglected. Assam state has been neglected by the Indian government after independence, after partition. So they wanted full independence for the state of Assam. Okay, they wanted greater autonomy for the state of Assam. Therefore, a group of radicals, including Aravind Rajakhua, who is the present chairperson of the pro-talks faction of the ULFA, Anup Chetia, and Paresh Barua is the anti-talks faction chairman. So they all formed ULFA in 1979 to launch an armed struggle. What was the objective? Objective was to establish a sovereign Assam. They called for Swadhin Assam, that is independent Assam, comprising of the ethnic Assamese speaking people. But in 1990, due to the huge agitation, the government responded with an offensive code-named Operation Bajrang. You should be remembering from the prelims point of view and also from your post-independence and GS paper 3 point of view. And it banned the ULFA and called it a terrorist organization. Okay, and also Assam was declared a disturbed area after that with the imposition of the AFSPA, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So what are the factions of ULFA? First is the pro-talk faction. That means they are in favor of negotiating with the government. It is this pro-talk faction that has signed the peace pact with the government of Assam and the center. It is led by the chairperson Arvind Rajakhua. Again, second is the anti-talk faction, which is not in favor of any negotiating with the government. It opposes any kind of talks with the government. It is the hardline faction led by Paresh Barua. So this personality is reportedly staying in China-Myanmar border right now. Okay, so coming to the reasons of insurgency, there have been 4-5 reasons for the insurgent groups to thrive there. Okay, you should be knowing them, and this is very, very important from your GS paper 3 perspective. A direct question can come asking you about the reasons of insurgency in the Northeast. You can quote these reasons as the reasons for the state of Assam, pertaining to the state of Assam. So first is immigration issue. So there has been seen a large scale immigration of Bengal Muslims from the Bangladesh after the Bangladesh liberation, which is the major source of tension there. So Assamese people see this immigration as a threat to their culture, threat to their language, threat to their identity, to their economic well-being. Again, from the 19th century also, there has been exploitation by the migrants there. Exploitation on the region's natural resources, tea, coal and oil economy. Okay, so the Assamese indigenous people, they feel insecure about this particular fact that they have been intruded by the migrants there. It is affecting their unique culture and language, their strong sense of identity. As a result of this, you all know that the National Register of Citizens and the Citizenship Amendment Act was passed. Okay, so there has been seen a huge exodus of refugees from the neighboring countries like Bangladesh. So this has been one of the reasons why they are feeling relatively deprived, feeling insecure about losing their unique culture and language. Second reason is the ethnic factor. The state of Assam is comprising of many indigenous ethnic groups, and between the ethnic groups there has been a long history of tensions. So these are the major tribes thriving there. Bodo is the largest, that is 35% of the state's tribal population. Again, Mishing, which is 17%, Garo, Rabha, Karbi. And there has been 15 recognized tribes in the autonomous districts of Karbi, Anglong and North Kachar district. So these are the autonomous districts which are defined under 6th schedule, 244, Article 244. So these 15 major tribes, they stay in the autonomous district council region of Assam under 6th schedule. And there has been other 14 recognized tribes in the rest of the state. So you all know about the Bodoland demand. Most sustained demand for separatism was from the Bodos, demanded the Bodoland. So this is how the insurgent groups are thriving because of the ethnic tensions there. Third reason is about the political factors. So many movements, they have demanded the recognition of the regional aspirations as well. For that, they are in direct conflict with the state governments or even the autonomous councils under 6th schedule of the constitution. For example, All Bodo Students Union ABSU, they started a movement in 1997 for a separate state of Bodoland in the north part of the Assam, that is in the north bank of Brahmaputra. Again, coming to the economic factors, we have already discussed that how they are feeling isolated, how they are believing that they have remained isolated by the government of India after partition, how they are feeling that their natural resources are being exploited by the migrants there. So there is a perception, there is a feeling of relative deprivation. For that, Amit Shah had declared a huge development package. For that, we are talking about the development of Northeast because of this feeling among the Northeasterns that they are being cut off from all the development package from the allocation of the union. For that, the insurgent groups are finding opportunity to thrive between them and feel and make them feel relatively deprived. And whenever you're making people feel relatively deprived, then they become a part of the mass movement, asking for sovereign nations, okay, asking for greater autonomy. So this is the only reason for the rise of insurgency there. So coming to the peace accord, what is it about? What did it offer? First is that it has called for ending violence. It has called for renouncing violence, disarmament, disbanding the armed organization, vacating their occupied camps, and participating in the peaceful democratic process established by the law. Very, very important. So first, in any peace pact, we have three things: ending the violence or ceasefire, again calling for the territorial integrity, okay, and the representation of the people there. Third is the financial package, right? So here also we have the offers regarding these three things. First is ending violence. Second is integrity of the nation and the state, both should be preserved. Contrary to what ULFA had initially demanded. They initially demanded for the sovereign Assam. So they won't be calling for sovereign Assam anymore. They would be preserving the integrity of the country. They would be maintaining the territorial integrity. How? By amicable settlement of boundary disputes with the neighboring states in the northeast. Again, there should be maximum representation for the indigenous communities there in the 126-member Assam Assembly. And all the non-original inhabitants, primarily the migrant Muslim, they should be out of representation. Coming to the financial package, there has been a comprehensive package announced of investment of rupees 1.5 lakh crores for the all-round development of the state of Assam. Also, there has been a monitoring committee also who would oversight on the offers of the peace accord, whether they are being implemented or not. Again, there is a scrutiny of citizenship list that is going to happen to detect the illegal migrants, illegal immigrants, NRC like thing. Okay, National Register of Citizen like thing that will be also happening. Right? So these are the main offers of the peace accord. So some challenges also remain. Challenges in the front of anti-talks faction of the ULFA group. Okay, so the anti-talks faction, as we have discussed, that they are not in favor of any talks with the government. So the challenge here is to bring Paresh Barua, who is the leader of the anti-faction group, and the 200 fighters of the ULFA anti-talks faction group, how they can be brought to the table for the negotiation, for the peace talks. Because they have been repeatedly calling for the sovereign Assam. Okay, he is believed to have been staying on the Myanmar-China border and repeatedly calling for the sovereignty of Assam. So how we would bring anti-talks faction to the table and have peace talks with them, that remains a challenge. The conclusion, you can end optimistically. Yes, this peace deal is certainly a step in the right direction and it will contribute to the peace and development, peace and stability of the state of Assam. This agreement is definitely a major step towards ending the ULFA insurgency and providing stability to the people of Assam. However, it will take sustained efforts from all sides, from the people of Assam, from central government, from the state government, to fully implement this peace accord, to fully implement peace in the region. But clearly, this kind of peace pact is a demonstration that despite years of bloodshed, in this case it is 44 years of insurgency, okay, so this kind of non-violent negotiations can achieve progress in even deep-rooted conflicted regions like northeastern regions. So this way you can conclude in an optimistic way, right? Then come to the Ayodhya temple. So this Ayodhya temple is very, very important from your prelims perspective. It can come as a culture question in your prelims exam. So details which we are going to discuss as given in this article, it should be noted down in your culture notebook so that you can revise before going to the examination. Some important points that needs to be remembered, that it is a Nagara style of temple architecture which is built in the north part of India. Yes, it will have 5 mandapas, halls, that is Nritya Mandap, Rang Mandap, Sabha Mandap, Prathana Mandap and Kirtan Mandap. Okay, and the statues will be there on the pillars and walls. The mandirs at 4 corners of compound dedicated to Surya, Bhagwati, Ganesh and Shiva. On the northern and southern arms, temples to Annapurna and Hanuman respectively. And the foundation is built on 14-meter thick layer of roller compacted concrete, giving it appearance of artificial rock. Even granite has been used. Here it is very, very important to note that no iron has been used anywhere in the temple. Okay, and you should be also knowing about this terminology, Parkota, which is the rectangular compound wall of the temple. So Parkota can come as a term in your prelims examination. So you should be knowing that it is the rectangular compound wall to a Nagara style of temple, that is Ayodhya temple. Okay, so these points were very, very important. That is, no iron has been used. Number 1, it is a Nagara style of temple. Number 2, what are the materials used? Number 3, and what is Parkota, the terminology here. So this was all about today's discussion. The short notes of this video discussion will be given in your Telegram channel, that is Kalamay's Academy. You can join there with the link provided in the description box. Okay, so do join us, and until then, goodbye, take care, happy learning. Thank you.